This is a puzzle game where you have to drag characters into like a comic strip and make a story. Adam starts alone, then finds love, and then dies happy. Good for him. In addition to dragging characters, I can also drag scenes onto the comic strip. This one's for love, this one's for death, and eventually the stories will get much more complex. But if I want Eve to die heartbroken, then she probably has to witness Adam die first, and then die herself. It's very tragic, but a good puzzle. And it's all about using creativity to solve solutions. So you gotta see the ghost of a lover. Let's have Adam die, Eve see him, and then Adam will appear. Please marry me. No, you're too terrifying and floating. What's up, Bernard? This guy's got a thin face. I must create a story that has a healed heartbreak. We have thin-faced Bernard get married, witness his wife's death, but then get over it very quickly with Lenora. Oh, but there's a challenge to do it without any deaths. So after these two get married, Lenora could proposition Bernard, I want your thin face, say I'm already taken, have her be heartbroken, but get over it quickly by marrying Edgar. Now we can heal heartbreaks with the revive scene. The story is simple. You got a wedding, and then a death. Heartbroken. And Isabel will rise from the dead. And then, I don't know, do they have to get remarried? You may have to get remarried after your lover dies and revives. I'm not sure. I've got to create a story where everyone rejects Edgar. Dude, poor guy. So these two girls get married. And Edgar's like, can you marry me? No. How about you? Can you marry me, Isabel? No. But he's still got to be rejected by Bernard. So one of them has to die. The other one's gonna be sad. But then Lenora and Bernard can make up. And now Edgar's going in for Bernard. He should have tried it earlier, because now your heart's only broken. Now I gotta make a story about surviving spouses find comfort. So one couple marries, a second couple marries, and then we'll have two deaths. We'll drop off Lenora, sorry Edgar. And we'll also drop off Bernard, sorry Isabel, but it's okay for both of you, because you guys can get together, even have an inn to start talking to each other. Honestly, I'm happy they were able to move on. This is something I don't recognize at all from the demo. Edgar shocks himself. There's amnesia? So, what if Edgar dies and Edgar watches? No, Edgar dies. Edgar forgets he died. And then he looks at himself in the mirror. Gasp. Pretty relatable scenario. I hate when I forget when I'm dead. I gotta make a story where someone's rejected by their own spouse. Oh no. So it starts with the simple marriage. Lenora dies, but Edgar suspiciously gets over it very quickly, such that when Lenora revives and is like, hey Edgar, I'm back, he don't give a damn. If I were Lenora, I would go back to being a ghost to haunt the shit out of Isabel. Heartbroken spouses are reunited. So both of them have to heartbreak, but then get reunited? Is that what it's suggesting? So one of them could die, and then the other one would die. Just simply observes as a ghost. Or technically, I don't even need this scene, because I could actually have Lenore revive, and as she's reviving, witness Edgar's death. Now they're both heartbroken, but Edgar can revive, and they can reunite. Out of curiosity, can they be reunited on the other side? They can, and that's equally valid. We stan ghost love here. Heartbreak for everyone! You get a heartbreak, and you get a heartbreak, and you get a heartbreak. I can't wait. First heartbreak is Edgar. Then I'll bring a cool Lenore revive just in time for her to heartbreak. Welcome back to Earth. But you'll get over it quick. You'll marry an Isabel, and then die again, because once wasn't enough. There, everyone's angry. I'm not sad enough to be happy by other people's sadness, but if I were, this game would be great. Heartbreak for everyone! You get a heartbreak. I can't wait. Introducing the poisoning mechanic, where Edgar and Lenora get married, and Lenore just drinks poison? Oh, I understand. Edgar would die, and she's so heartbroken that she drinks poison. That is Really sad. And Bernard's just there. Something about his face just really, I don't want to say gets me going, because it's kind of the opposite. You know what? No, I respect Bernard. I don't want to make him into like a bad guy in this situation. He's seen the horrors. That's the vibe I get from him. A double poison. The classic Romeo and Juliet story. Starts with a marriage, starts with a death. Edgar drinks a poison. And if I want to be extra mean, I could put the scene after Lenora revives, because he doesn't know but still drinks poison anyway, and then Lenora can see him and then be like, huh, he must have thought that was tasty. I'm gonna try some of my own. Oh, and there's a bonus to have someone drink poison twice. Out of curiosity, can he back-to-back drink poison? Of course not. But Edgar could revive and then drink poison again. It's like Lenora's revived and you know reviving is real, but yet you do it again. I think he just likes it. I think he knows that he can revive and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna keep testing fate. Well, the story's over, bitch. You messed up. Isabel remarries, but there's some new scenes. There's a fight scene and wine scene. So let's start with Edgar and Isabel. They get into a fight. Oh, how terrible. And then, does Edgar drink poison? No, he's not that upset. What is the wine scene all about? She sips her wine. So I doubt she'll just remarry right away, right? She won't just have a drunk marriage? No. She sips the wine. She maybe thinks about poisons. Ah, come get your wine, Edgar. And then Isabel and Lenora live happily ever after. All I gotta say is, you better watch out, Lenora. You don't want to get on her wrong side. Isabel commits a crime. Tax evasion. Maybe it could be a crime out of jealousy, where like Edgar and Lenora marry, and she wants Edgar, but can't. So does she poison? Yep. Poisons the wine for Lenora. She drinks it, but everyone meets their demise. So Edgar could poison himself, and then maybe Isabel would poison herself, because she's like, well, I did this for Edgar, but he killed himself too fast. These are some cruel, cruel stories. Where's my happy ending? This is entirely new to me. A curse is lifted. So in the forest, the witch curses Snowy to become a frog, who then kisses a prince. And after thinking about it, he does it? No, okay, it's the same scene. Well, maybe the witch would curse the prince as well, so they're both frogs. And then frog kiss. What? But I got them a love boat. Why don't they smooch? Maybe they have to become acquainted first. Yeah, it's not about kissing frogs, it's about kissing strangers. This time I'm gonna turn the prince into a frog and then have Snowy kiss him. What if you kiss the witch? She even puckers. Kiss me and the curse will be lifted. Well, what if they come across each other in the forest? Oh, I see, I see. That's the trick, right? The frog tells her that she's a prince, and they kiss. She's like, well, this frog better not be lying to me. And he wasn't. I'm just saying, back in the day, there were probably some clever frogs that thought up a lie. Oh, I'm totally a prince, you should kiss me. Just to trick some girls into kissing them. I'm onto you, frogs. I know what you do. The prince saves Tiny and the bearded old man. We could have a witch curse Tiny. Didn't shrink that much, which is fair. And then the prince could come across him in the forest. And the frog tells him of who he once was. And then the prince could relay that info to Snowy. No, they fall in love. Well, maybe Snowy would still do that for Prince? Nah, she's not that much of a bro. How was the prince supposed to save him? What if the witch also curses Snowy? And out of curiosity, what happens if two frogs meet in the forest? They explain who they once were. Can they frog kiss now? Oh, they actually do kiss. But it doesn't do anything, and this doesn't involve the prince. So hear me out. What if the prince meets Snowy in the forest? And he falls in love with the girl, and when it's time to kiss, the old switcheroo is pulled. That's a great story. A story where the witch becomes the mirror's favorite. So, at first, the witch comes to the mirror, and the mirror's like, no, Snowy is my favorite, so I will brew up something in this cauldron. Come the old witch and frogify Snowy. And then go back to the mirror? He still loves the frog. Well, what if we go back to the cauldron scene? Can I put the frog in the cauldron? Well, I can transform back to a non-witch. Oh, and now go to the mirror, because surely we're now better than the frog. The mirror had a point, though. I think I would rather kiss the frog than the old hag. Not then. The mirror praises everyone. There's a cliff scene. So first we'll have Peachy, who's praised, and then he falls off a cliff, but they're just chilling. There's no cliff shoving here. They're just sitting on the cliff. What if the frog pushes him off the cliff? Oh, I get it, right? Peachy, or Haiti has to go, and he's angry. Now he has cliffside motivation. I thought just because he was a hater, he would just naturally do that. Because, you know, haters gonna hate. See the diagram. And now he'll be the most loved? And the frog realized that the mirror likes Haiti more? Which is absurd. Is the frog gonna push Haiti off? No, he's not. How do I get the mirror to praise the frog? Maybe Haiti just goes off a cliff. Ah, Peachy scares him off a cliff. And left is only frog. Oh, he's blushing. You do look cute, little frog. I can give you a nice little pat. Ah, I'm so glad this game came out. The Butler's Rampage. Got a ballroom scene with the Duke and a Duchess. They look happy, but the Butler has a gun. Little do they know that the Butler is about to show up. He doesn't even have a motivation. But you don't need a motivation when you have a gun. That didn't solve the puzzle though, so maybe I won't even have the people being happy in the ballroom. Just have the Butler get them both. I mean, for all we know, these could have showed up like that, and he's just there with a smoking gun. The Duke feels relief. This is a bare bones puzzle. He may be like this old-timey European Duke, but he is more American than I could ever imagine. And they say romance is dead. Well, if the Butler takes it, he's thinking about the Duke, but then he puts it back down. And the Duke's like, okay, hold on. Maybe I don't need this first love scene where he picks up thinking about it, and the Duke is like, gasp, where has it gone? But the Butler was merely cleaning it so the Duke can come back. A detective arrests the murderer. So once again, the Butler can be thinking of the Duke because he wants the gun's love, and the Duke had it. And now he puts it back because he wants to be the true lover. And maybe the detective sees the body? No, he sees the ghost. Maybe that's still an instrumental part of the story. Because he knows the Butler does it. He's very suspicious, and the Butler's bad at hiding things. I probably don't even need this scene. I could use this scene. Let's see what happens when the detective goes here. He finds the fingerprints of the Butler. Is this scene even needed then? I don't think so, because then the detective can just arrest the Butler. Give him a whole ball and chain. Yeah, he lugged that heavy thing around. That's why he's not like the other detectives. The detective arrests an innocent. Oh, so the Butler gets the Duke. And then he puts the gun back. But the Duchess decides to... No, she wouldn't dare. Well, but we know someone who would dare touch the gun. And that would be Mr. Love himself. The detective sees the fingerprints, but they're not from murder. They're from love. You've got the wrong man. A victim of his own vices. A true tragedy for the ages. Here I must make 4 deaths with only 2 characters. How is that even possible? Well, the Baron could send him off the cliff, presumably with a poke in the butt. But then he comes back. Not dissuaded by these recent events, the Baron does it again. Although he's a bit more scared this time. And the knight comes back again. 3rd death. The Baron once again does it. But he is so perturbed after getting a knight 3 times, his ghost finally scares him off the edge. Now, you might think the Baron's the bad guy, having committed 3 acts of murder. But seeing what the knight can do, I don't blame him. I must make a story where the queen marries. Starts with a kidnapping. The Baron kidnaps her. The knight. Oh, she starts there. Must free her. And she falls in love. She mentions the Baron. Now, I know I should have the knight and the queen marry, but what if the Baron shows up? He's just angry, and the Baron is shocked. How could someone have possibly pulled this lever? Okay, now you may marry. Oh, and he's got to be stoked. He becomes a king now. That's one hell of a promotion. Everyone must sit on the throne. Well, the queen starts on the throne, of course, as one does, and the Baron is jealous of that. So he wants the throne for himself. But the knight is jealous of that? He doesn't really give a damn. What happens if the knight goes to the throne room right now? He's thinking of her, doesn't see the crown there. So now he has motivation to get the Baron? Maybe this isn't needed. Maybe the queen just needs to scare him off the cliff. All right, there's a moral to this story, which is don't go to a cliff if you've killed somebody. And frankly, this knight is not happy to be king, but gotta do what he's gotta do. The queen marries, but there's only 2 characters. Or are there? First, the queen wants to marry herself and doesn't want the Baron. So the Baron kidnaps her and then puts on a disguise of a lizard dragon crocodile. Rescues the queen as the crocodile, who falls in love with the crocodile and then marries the queen. So we have a crocodile king. Or a fearsome dragon. This is from the demo, so I saw that alternate ending coming. This story's better because the Baron has to keep the suit on for his entire life, otherwise he's busted. Detective arrests a murderer with a new witness scene. I can't wait to solve line puzzles. But for now, the butler gets the Duke. What's this witness scene about? Was the detective watching from above? Oh, from behind the mirror, look at this. Or it's a one-way painting? Either way, the detective has evidence. Wait, what? I need to swap the order of these 2 because he couldn't have been witnessing afterwards. So he's like, aha, I see you. I love that they cut eye holes out of the painting, and I'm also glad that those are the only holes they cut out. The butler gets fired. Oh, I get it. I imagine he's having tomfoolery on the job. The Duke goes and witnesses, because this is what he likes to do in his free time, and he sees the butler playing around. And the Duke is not happy about that. So even after the butler puts down the gun, the Duke shows up and fires him. Which is dangerous, because now you've given him motivation. A spouse gets vengeance, so the butler gets the gun. And the Duchess is watching this time, as the butler shoots the Duke. The Duchess may not have been willing to touch the gun before, but now she is. And she will stand where the butler stood. And the butler will stand where the Duke has stood. This is great character development, because I want to note, she wouldn't dare touch the gun beforehand. The Duchess gets the butler arrested. Well, I imagine the story starts the same as it always does. The butler shoots the duck. Sorry, my face cam's covering some of it. But before that happens, we actually have a Duchess witness, who then alerts the detective. After she tells the detective about the murder, the butler then puts the gun back because he's not very clever or studious at all, because the detective can arrest him. But I gotta make a story where the Duke isn't home. That's tough. Well, he's already not home. Instead, we have the duck. Who can he shoot then? Himself? Well, the Duchess still tells the detective about the guy with the gun, but now he's asking about where it is. He has it behind his back. What if the detective goes to the gun room and he's like, aha, she is telling the truth and totally isn't covering up for herself. I mean, you ever know, as a detective, you gotta think about that stuff, but that's still not enough proof to arrest the butler. What happens if the Duchess and butler show up in the ballroom together? Oh my, that's terrible. Oh, yeah, that could work. Well, she did get the butler arrested, but at what cost? Oh, we get to have an execution story. The queen is sitting on the throne until the Baron kidnaps her. Is that enough for him to get on the throne? It is. Well, the knight could save the queen. She tells him about the Baron, and then the Baron gets executed. She doesn't have a crown. Hold on, if he's here and the knight, oh, I see. So the knight sees the crown is gone, realizes the Baron must have done it. So now the Baron gets executed? Actually, this is the first one I actually got stuck on. Took a while. This game's fun, but has been easy so far. Do I actually need this first panel? I guess not. Always get rid of redundancies. Could I have the knight arrest the Baron? The queen can reclaim the crown and then take no pity on the Baron? Oh, she giving a thumbs down. You tried to kidnap me. Boo. And I have to do it by the hand of the knight now. He refuses the crown. It belongs to the queen. So how do I get the knight to have the crown? And the only person who can execute is royalty. Well, out of curiosity, since the Baron has the crown, can he execute the queen? Oh, he can. But in an ironic turn of events, the knight gets the Baron out of revenge, takes the throne himself, and then sadly executes the Baron. I guess it's a bit more angrily. Gee, I wonder if the same fate will befall the knight. Yes, it actually will. The knight must lose his head. And this is a lot of different scenes. So first the knight's got to kidnap the queen and then probably just... Oh, no, he's like, all is good. Can the queen imprison the knight? Nah, all is good there too. What if the knight kills the queen? But he's probably gonna be sad. But he sadly still takes up the crown anyway. And then the queen comes back. And I can see where this is going. This is messed up. The knight's like, no, it's a simple mistake. I thought you were dead, rightfully so. How dare you revive, then imprison, then execute me. Oh, she needs the crown first, of course. Pick up the crown, and then get him. That's, wow. He was set up. It's like the queen knew she was gonna come back. Maybe he put on the crown too fast. You know, maybe you gotta wait like the mandatory 2 to 3 days, however long it takes for a resurrection. So it was more of a slip up. He didn't read the finer details of his contract. This is why you read all the terms and conditions, folks. Somehow amnesia has to go with the execution. So maybe it starts with the queen and Baron getting married? He's angry, kidnaps the queen, and then forgets that he kidnaps the queen. So he rescues her because he wants the crown, but the queen didn't forget. So she kills him. Oh, there's the execution of the queen as well. Out of curiosity, is this first scene necessary? It is not. That's a 4-panel story right there. So what if the queen forgets who kidnapped her? But she does remember that the Baron rescues her. And now he gets that crown he wanted. And immediately imprisons, then executes the queen? Dude, you just got the crown. He did this so fast, I feel like he did it on a bet with his mates. Hey, you bet I can get the king's crown and execute the queen? No way, man, you're crazy. Ha, watch me. The queen suffers 4 tragedies. That's actually nuts. I would imagine she starts by getting kidnapped? And then maybe the knight marries the Baron? No, they have different loves. Does the Baron taking the crown count as a tragedy? I feel like tragedies are being kidnapped, heartbreak, and death. But let's say the knight rescues the queen, and she goes back to the throne. That's gotta be a tragedy. Maybe she has a tragedy again at the wedding. So that's 3. And then he executes the queen, is that 4? It is not. Okay, well, how about I make my story really stupid? The knight rescues the queen, who gets immediately kidnapped again. Maybe not immediate. Maybe the Baron gets the crown first, before the rescue. So now it could be a tragedy where she wants to have the crown back. I don't know if this is a tragedy. It might not be. I know her getting kidnapped again is a tragedy, and being executed is a tragedy, so the missing crown is not a tragedy. Does the queen suffer if the knight is also executed? I mean, she has no idea. I think I gotta use the wedding scene somehow. Wait, I have an idea. If the Baron wants the crown, maybe we could start by having the knight kidnap the queen. No, the knight would never kidnap the queen. What if at first the queen rejects the knight and then he kidnaps her? Nah, he's over it. Honestly, good on him. The first reasonable response taken in the entire game. How about this? What if the Baron executes the knight and then the ghost of the knight shows up? Well, this scene isn't needed anymore. Maybe there's still a knight saving scene. Wait, I guess this is a tragedy? Ah, there's the tragedy. So this is a tragedy, and each of the deaths are a tragedy. That makes 3. So the 4th tragedy is that he took the crown? But I thought I had that before. Let's be honest, if you get kidnapped twice, that is in fact 2 separate tragedies. Don't try to tell me that's 1, because it's not. A cyclic, mutually toxic love affair. Now that's what I'm here for. King and queen are in love, but they have a fight. And do I need both the king and the queen to forget? And then be in love again? Is that all it takes? It says mutually toxic, so what if only one of them forgets? But then the other one forgets and they're back in love again? It's kind of cyclic. What else could I do then? I mean, obviously they gotta be in love, then they gotta fight. Then one of them's gotta forget, maybe both of them. Maybe they forget about the fight and then fight again. But that's not cyclic. Maybe they specifically both need to forget, then both be in love, then get in another fight. Is that what they mean? That is what they mean, I understand now. So the cycle only repeats once they start to fight again. But we all know the cycle was gonna repeat as soon as they fell in love again. A double execution? Well, this is a pretty short one, so I imagine the king is with the maid, and the queen is in the bushes, of which she will execute the king first for being a cheating bastard, and then the maid for going along with it. One where the king takes revenge, so I guess I imagine the queen would thumbs down the maid, and then the king gets his revenge. Damn, cold-hearted. A rags to royalty story. Can this story start with an execution? He sees no reason to. What if the king first has an affair with the queen watching, and the queen kidnaps the king in response, but the heroic maid comes and saves the king? The king is angry, so he executes his wife. And the king and the maid live happily ever after. But the marriage was never about the maid. It was about forbidden love. The king then seeks out the ghost of the queen, who rejects him. And scares the shit out of both of them. The Baron rules alone. Well, he wants the crown, but he's angry about the king, so he'll yeet the king. So then, wants to marry the queen still. Maybe he can actually get the queen right now. But then he wouldn't have the crown. Nobody has the crown, in fact. So that's where the maid comes in. The maid has to actually gain the crown at some point. So what if he starts by executing the queen? The king and the maid marry. He gets over it pretty quickly. The Baron then gets rid of the king, and the maid doesn't have that grudge against him, so he now gets the crown and immediately backstabs her. You really had to do it alone? What if the maid's a bro? What if she would go on killing sprees with you? Is it the return of Bernard, everyone's favorite thin-faced man, and there's a moon in a forest and he drinks poison? So it all starts in the forest where Bernard and Juliet are in love, but there's a full moon. And then he eats Juliet. The moon goes back and he realizes what he's done and has no other choice but to drink poison. A truly sad story. Now, I'm pretty sure werewolves aren't real, but if I see a shirtless man with a lot of chest hair out on a full moon, I'm not taking my chances. The queen gets the Baron arrested. How would this work? They're just kind of chilling at first. Same with detective. Everyone's neutral. Do I have to start with the Baron putting on the disguise? And then the queen seeing the disguise is gone? She has no idea what's going on. Question, can the queen put on the disguise? She still doesn't know what's going on. Okay, well, hold on. He puts on the disguise and he scares the queen? And the queen tells the detective about a dragon? The detective checks out. No, he has no idea. What if the detective sees the dragon? He's just scared. Maybe he's had his fun now, so he puts it back. And the detective sees the disguise, finds the Baron's fingerprints on it. And that's enough to get the Baron arrested? I've seen people get away with worse in this game. He just wanted to have a little fun. The only cause I can think is that his Halloween costume clearly wasn't slutty enough. Do better next time, buddy. Cured of vampirism. It's nighttime and we have Mina and John, who are scared together. And if they go to the crypt, there's a Dracula. Oh, I see now. Hold on. What if, at night, Dracula bites Mina? And then if Mina's in the crypt, John sees this and he's shocked. So he goes to the professor, tells him to stab Dracula. So he goes to Dracula's crypt and stabs him. And sees that Mina is better. Cured even. This was also from the demo. And the ghost of Dracula, oh, there is no ghost. He's just petrified. The professor gets his happy ending. Good job. The monster is slain. So we have a full moon. Oh. And the Baron could see it? Nah, he's just screwed. What if the Baron puts on the dragon costume first and then confronts the werewolf? They're scared of each other. Maybe then he goes to the professor, tries to tell him about the werewolf, but the professor's like, why do you care? So maybe he puts on the disguise, sees the werewolf, takes off the disguise, goes to the professor, who gives him a gun with silver bullets, and then slays the beast. The dragon can die? I can see how this goes. So first he puts on that and he scares Bernard. Poor Bernard makes it over to the professor, who gives him a gun and then slays the dragon. And then he lives happily ever after as a werewolf. Haiti murders father and marries mother. Mother, I am your parent. I am your father. I am your mother. I am your mother. And then he tries to marry her. What if it's the other way around? They fall in love and then finds out that I am your mother. Gasp. But they're probably still in love. So when Tiny tells him he's your father, oh, he's happy now? So he's not gonna push his father off a cliff? How about this? I am your father. And then there's an implied motherhood as they get married. But then Haiti tries to go for Peachy. And she only rejects him because of the love, not because of the lineage. So now he pushes his father off a cliff and marries Peachy, and then finds out that she's his mother. What? Wait, other way around. There we go. That other way would have been quite weird. Tiny avenges his brother. So, in order to have brotherhood, we would need to have shared mothers. So because Peachy is both their mothers, that means these two are brothers. I am your brother. And then we have Greedy and Haiti getting into a fight. So Haiti would push Greeny off a cliff. Tiny probably doesn't know, but I'll try anyway. No, he's just sad and Haiti is happy. Do I need this I'm your brother scene? Maybe that's just for me to know, because then we have a seance where Greeny's ghost tells Tiny about Haiti, and then he avenges him. Yeah, these guys know they're brothers. Obviously, the beard runs in the family. Haiti is murdered by his daughter. So, I am your father. Does Haiti not like the idea of Peachy having an affair with, like, Tiny? He's pretty cool about it. But then, what if he sees Peachy having an affair with Greeny? He's also cool with it. See, I feel like Haiti has to kill somebody first and then have a seance where the daughter finds out and then she takes revenge. Maybe Haiti could see his daughter loves Tiny, but then Tiny has someone else in mind and that pisses him off. So he murders Tiny, but Tiny still tells Peachy about it, but being the bastard he is, doesn't mention why. And then Peachy murders Haiti, but he was just protecting her. Oh, so I could have solved this without the he was just protecting her part. Tiny and Haiti wait forever? What is this? Wait? Do I just have to fill this in? What is this story? Why is this so far into the game? Both leave and return. It could just be alternating. One is waiting for the other. Come on, show up. What does this mean? I got it? What is the point of this story? Why is this into the game? We now have 8 panel stories because we're in the boss chapter. Edgar murders his wife. Well, first he has to have a wife. And I guess I need to get the action going, so I gotta have Isabel be jealous? Whoops, she has to be jealous of Lenora? Well, if Isabel's angry, she could maybe poison the wine. But what if she tries to frame Lenora? No, she knows it's poison. See, if Edgar murders his wife, then I can't have either of them die unless a seance brings them back. But I think that's meant to be speaking to the dead. Oh, I have an idea. What if Edgar tries to poison somebody else, but his wife ends up drinking the poison? So he wouldn't get married in the beginning. He needs to first be angry. Angry at a lesbian wedding. Or just angry because Lenora's taken. I mean, whatever works. So, sees that she's taken. Oh, and just drinks poison. No. How do I get Edgar to poison a drink instead of drinking it himself? If he drinks wine first, maybe he's too full for poison. Nope, he's still got room in his belly. Oh, by God, they finally made the game difficult. What if Edgar isn't angry? He's just question marks the poison. See, this is odd. What do I do with this? What do I do with this? Indeed. New idea. Edgar marries Lenora. Isabel wants in, and she can't. She's angry. So she actually poisons Lenora. And now she can marry Edgar. Oh, right. This is wrong. She needs to proposition Edgar, because then she wants to poison Lenora, and now she can marry Edgar. But there could be a seance where Edgar comes up to Lenora, and she tells him that Isabel killed her. So she plans the poison and gets Isabel. There we go. Tiny murders uncle to avenge his father. There are 5 characters in this. I'm just covering up Bluey with my face cam. So first off, I need to establish unclehood. If Tiny is the son of Greenie, Greenie is the son of Peachy, and Bluey is the son of Peachy, then that would mean Bluey is Tiny's uncle. Hold on, though. There has to be a cause for murder, and I would imagine love is gonna motivate it. So we gotta bring in Haiti here. We'll have Haiti be the grandfather. He's old enough to be allowed to be angry. And so, Greenie would first marry Peachy, and then Bluey would want to get to Peachy, but can't because of Greenie. Therefore, Bluey shoves Greenie off a cliff. Still doesn't do it, you know? Respect. Maybe Bluey needs to not know about the shared fatherhood. Maybe Bluey just doesn't have it in him. So maybe then Bluey has to be the father. And then we would have Haiti get angry, and maybe Haiti would have the balls to push him off the cliff. And then Haiti could marry Peachy. And only then would Haiti find out that Bluey is his father. Wait, grandfather? Oh, it's because I put Tiny there. Never mind, okay. So Haiti is now Tiny's uncle. Technically, I guess they don't even need to remarry. I didn't think about this, because now there could be a seance where Greenie comes to Tiny and said that Haiti did it, so Haiti will avenge him. Tight. This lineage stuff is really cool. It feels like you can make a lot of puzzles with it. Duke shoots the detective to avoid prison. If the Duke picks up the gun, I don't think he actually would just go on a shooting rampage. He has respect for the gun. Maybe he needs to be filled with hate. What if the Duke starts witnessing the king dancing with his wife in the ballroom, or his wife trying to get with the king? The king's being like, yeah, women have that effect on me. But the Duke is angry all the same, so now he takes the gun and shoots the king? I need the detective to find out, though. Well, maybe the detective can find out like this. Well, actually, out of curiosity, could the Duke just shoot the detective? He's gonna be playing coy. I know. What if I have the Duchess suddenly witness? She would witness the murder. So then we could have the Duke witness the Duchess tell the detective. And then he'd be like, oh no, I have to cover for myself, so I'll shoot the detective. And that's a new shot in multiple ways. Kind of crazy that he shot everyone except for the one that actually betrayed him. Knight and maid murder the monarchs and have an affair? Whoa. So first, they'd be having an affair, right? No. they have different love interests. Well, if the knight wants to go for the queen, his heart is broken? What if the maid also goes to the king? Wait, the king is cool with this. So only one of them are loyal. Noted. This is tough, actually. I mean, if the queen sees this affair happen, she could kidnap the maid. That's not the maid. This is the maid. And then the knight could save her. He tells her about the queen. So then the knight would push the queen. He's still in love. Well, maybe the maid would push the queen off the cliff. Yeah, she's got the balls. Wait, and now I gotta deal with the king somehow? Would the queen ever... Oh, she would jail the king. But she also could be shocked at the absence of the maid. Would she ever put the knight in? Nah. Unfortunately, the queen can't murder the king. And would she anyway? She would, but it's different, right? Because the knight and maid are not murdering. I bet if they have an affair, it would actually happen, but obviously it doesn't complete the rules. Why would these guys be mad at the king? What if instead of just killing the queen, after rescuing the maid, the knight traps the queen? No, but the maid could trap the queen. And the king could retrieve the queen. So now he's actually angry at the maid. Now he'd trap the maid. So now the knight could rescue the maid. They're in love and they're angry at both the king and the queen. Would he push the king off? But the maid would. And I don't have enough panels. I would need 2 more to tell the story that I'm telling. I need to do some long, hard thinking about this. The only thing that can get this story going is an affair. The knight doesn't care, so the queen must be angry. I'm pretty sure the queen has to kidnap the maid. And what if the king and the queen get angry at each other? And the knight's like, yay! That definitely means I can get with the queen now. Nah, she just still don't do it. I mean, I can get the knight a little annoyed at the queen. Well, maybe the king could kidnap the queen now because he prefers the maid. And if the knight rescues the queen, oh, he could be angry at the king now. Maybe he would actually do it. And the maid is upset at the queen, which only leaves 2 remaining. There we go. Writing stories is hard. All the queen had to do was flirt a little bit, and that was enough to make the knight commit murder. He is truly a sucker for love. Okay, that's sick. What kind of endgame content is there? There's absolutely nothing. There is something I want to do, and I'm shocked this wasn't put in the actual game. I want to get all the achievements. I have 4 out of 11, and getting achievements means solving a story in a way previously unsolved. For example, I could get the dragon arrested. So would it look like this? No, he's too scared to arrest the dragon. What? How on earth do you arrest the dragon then? I bet I could do this if I had an extra scene, where between the last 2 scenes, the Baron would put on the disguise again, and the detective wouldn't feel too bad about arresting because he knows it's a guy in a costume. Maybe I don't need the scene about the queen telling the detective? But then he's not clued in. Oh, what if the detective gets scared, and then the Baron puts his costume back? He investigates it. The Baron puts it back on. You think he's gonna scare the detective again, but he's there with the cuffs. Achievement get. Next up, I gotta make the professor cry. So I think I actually remember doing this in a demo, where for some reason, after John has been told about how to deal with vampires, he stabs Mina, and then the professor sees Mina and cries. Achievement get. Next up, I gotta make a ghost fight. So what if I have a scene that just starts by 2 guys getting in a fight? Is that enough to just make one murder the other? Yep. And then the ghost could get them right back. And then they fight in the afterlife. Easy enough. Next, I gotta have knight and queen have love in the afterlife. Out of curiosity, is the queen actually in love with the knight now? Yeah, and the king could see it. Oh, he's shocked about the jail, not even the affair. I mean, he could probably kill them both. So I'm 1 scene short of afterlife love. Maybe it's meant to be solved on a different level? Well, this has both the queen and the knight. They don't have any space to love, though. This one actually has a wedding scene. Yeah, maybe I can make it work here. So how do I get this to work? I imagine the Baron would kidnap the queen and take the throne, and then just go execution heavy. And maybe he'd execute the knight? Thanks for doing me a solid. But are these two in love? No, they're just chilling. Maybe they could just be in love in the first place? Nah. Well, if she gets kidnapped and the Baron gets the crown, I guess we could have the knight rescue her. Ah, there we go. That's the achievement. Wonderful. Next up, I gotta have maid murders knight. And I'm pretty sure this is the only story where the knight and a maid appear together. Hopefully. So I think, like all things, it starts with a love affair. The queen kidnaps the king. The maid rescues him, finds out about the queen. So the maid kidnaps the queen. And the knight rescues her, finds out about the maid. So the maid, whoops, other way around. The knight kidnaps the maid, which gets the maid mad at the knight. The maid gets rescued by the king. And finally, the maid pushes the knight off the cliff. Achievement get. Next up, I've got Lenora falls asleep. And I feel like it has to be done by just drinking a ton of wine. So for starters, does Lenora just like wine? Does she really like wine? Does she really like wine? Yeah, she's gone. Achievement get. She just went for the bottle. After 5 glasses, she's like, I'm done pretending. Let's do the real thing. Last achievement is drinking a martini. Do we think that Edgar would drink enough wine, then pivot to a martini? Oh, he'd go for the bottle, but stay awake. Maybe you like martinis. No, you can also hold your liquor. Just Lenora's the lightweight. I've searched through all the puzzles. None of them have any of the other characters along with a wine scene. Well, I do have a butler character. Maybe he could serve some drinks? Because in the ballroom, he's holding a drink. And the Duke wants a martini. So he gets a gun. Pretty close, right? That's what you get for asking me for a martini. Maybe he comes back? Oh, well, now he wants a beer. Wait, so maybe now he brings him a beer. No, I'll have a wine. Maybe now he brings him wine. No, I want a martini. And he gets a gun. And the butler is now justified. What if they need a little motivation to drink the martini? We have the Duchess witness the butler have the gun. But only after she asks for a different drink first. Because he's got to have motivation to get the gun, of course. She asks for the martini, sees the butler with the gun. The butler puts the gun back. And now she's like, oh shit, I better take his martini. Well, she has it. Oh, that's an achievement get. Took a little coercion, but we got it done. Storyteller just got a massive update with a ton of new puzzles. And if you haven't seen this game before, you are given a prompt and you have to create a story that fits that prompt. So a heartbreak with a happy ending must first start with love. The heartbreak can only come after the love, like from death, but you could drag a revive scene for Eve to come back and to give them a happy ending. I'm fine with that being the picture for the happy ending. Here I have to have someone rejected by their own spouse. So we got Isabel and Edgar get married. But Edgar just kind of forgets. Wedding night? What wedding night? I'm a single man and I'll marry Lenora. So when Isabel propositions him, he's like, no, I'm in love with Lenora. What do you mean? I'll see you in court. Oh, now there's a new dog. Old heartbroken dog dies happy. So here we see at the park a companionship between a man and his dog. Having a great time. No greater bond. But I guess the dog has to heartbreak. Oh, tragic. What about this time thing? It's just time passes. If I have Edgar revive, the dog could be happy again? Oh, and the dog's old. Edgar's back. Still wagging his tail, what's left of it. The dog gets one little last bit of peace before going to the great butterfly farm in the sky. Out of curiosity, is Edgar heartbroken? One must imagine Edgar happy. Isabel is haunted by her husband. So first, she needs a husband. And knowing what I know about Isabel, she doesn't deserve him. Because Isabel's always up to some crafty stuff. They get in a fight. And just because of one fight, Isabel immediately goes to the poison Edgar's wine, killing him. And now she is fighting with a ghost. Ghost combat. Get owned. And then Isabel escapes to the chapel where she's haunted again. Got him. Curse is lifted. Haven't I done this already? Like the witch is supposed to curse the prince? Oh, we're giving her motivation. She's not evil by design. She's evil because first these two are in love and then the prince rejects her. Maybe this isn't needed. I feel like the witch has to curse somebody. Maybe Snowy? I'm so confused. Wait, what is going on? Snowy and Prince can kiss. The curse is gone. Yeah. How do you get the witch to curse? Maybe on the love boat? The witch wants to kiss the prince, and he rejects her. She's now mad. Now she's like, all right, let's row this boat ashore so I can get you. And now in the forest, he communicates to Snowy and then lifts the curse. Okay, pretty crafty, but it makes sense. There's something just magical about a game that perfectly mirrors real life. A kiss and a curse. So there's just the witch and the prince. I wonder if the prince could reject her and then she'd curse him. And the cauldron, I think this makes the witch look younger. So now the young witch can approach the prince in the forest and they can make up. I mean, I feel like he would have gone for the young witch even without the curse. I guess you can find out actually. Like there's a young witch and then they meet in the forest and they fall in love. You didn't even need to do this whole curse thing. You're dumb. You just created more work for yourself. Tiny gets a kiss. We stand a short king. Who should Tiny kiss? Snowy rejects him. The witch, he rejects her. What about the prince? Also rejects Tiny. Why does nobody like Tiny? So sad. There's also the mirror scene. Who is the fairest in the land? Snowy? So it praises Snowy. Okay. Do I need the mirror to somehow praise Tiny? Or do I need to turn Tiny into a frog? Like the witch could be angry at Tiny and then get him. About the same height. So maybe now he could get Snowy? What? Well, I have an idea. Hold up. Wait. I've got a plan. We don't even need the mirror for this scheme because the prince could also reject the witch and then part 2. And now there's 2 frogs. These frogs look alike. It's me, the prince. I am a frog. You should kiss me. But Snowy gets on the boat and the old switcheroo is pulled. Oh, there are 2 ways to get this. Ungrateful maiden and prince saves Tiny. Well, to me, it feels like prince saved Tiny here, but I assume they mean with a kiss. Let me mess this around then. Just swap the roles here where Snowy... Oh, the witch just isn't interested. Yeah, the witch isn't interested, but here's a different idea. Here's how the witch can get Snowy. If the witch sees that Snowy's the fairest maiden, then she could get Snowy. And now, Snowy would come up to the prince in the forest and then kiss Tiny. So then an ungrateful maiden. How about this? If I have the mirror praise Snowy, Snowy becomes a frog. What happens if Tiny comes across her in the forest? Tiny falls in love. Snowy just wants to become human again. So they smooch and oh, that's a 4-panel solution. But now, ideally he should be in love because he saved her, but oh, he rejects him. Well, would this be better on a boat? What a tragic end. A murderer is arrested. There's a remorse scene, huh? Well, the Duke isn't gonna murder anybody because he's too infatuated with his gun. But the butler might do it and just get the Duke and then immediately feel remorse. What have I done? I shot the guy who pays me. How am I gonna pay my bills? I turned myself in. Neat. The usurper is forgiven. With the dog? You tell me this dog is about to usurp the queen? Hold up. Tell me the dog's gonna... He's gonna pull the lever. Oh, he's got a plan. He wants the crown. The dog takes the throne. King Dog. What a ploy. And now he's had his fun so he can save the queen. She wants the crown back. So she takes it. Oh, she can't because the dog is too fast and running around. So she has to then imprison the dog for his crimes, take the crown back, and then forgive him. It's okay. I get you were just playing around, but like, what the hell, dude? The dog is unperturbed too. He's like, I'll do it again. The queen beheads all men. Oh no. Oh no, I'm too close to the queen. Oh god, no! So there's a lot of different scenes, and the fact that there's a revive scene makes me think the knight's gotta get the crown. So if there's like a cliff, doesn't the baron just push the queen off? Yeah. And then the knight would take the crown, upset about the queen, but then the queen comes back. He's like, you bastard, give me back my crown. I thought you were dead. Give it back. The crown's going off the edge. Maybe we should have thought about that a little bit more. And their continuous rampage. Oh, she needs to behead them. This isn't right. She just can't take the crown. Oh, yeah, this is complex actually. And the execution can only happen by the person with the crown. Maybe she would marry the knight for his crown back. But she's so suspicious. She's giving them the side eye at the wedding. Well, you know what's happening. First, the knight for taking the crown, even though he thought she was dead. And then getting the baron for starting this all. If you're this blindly in love, maybe a beheading might be to your benefit. Oh, the return of Adam. Adam resurrects the third day. Is that how the story goes? Well, he dies, and then 3 days go by. Oh. That might be the 4th day. Hold on, wait a second. The grave has a moon, so is that supposed to symbolize night? 1 day, 2 day, and then the revive? Nice. Ooh, you gotta pay attention. I didn't even think the 3 days is symbolic in this story. I think he just wanted to float. Eve rejects apple. Yeah, take that, Tim. So there's a judgment scene and a temptation scene. Okay, the Eve should be rejecting the apple. So should Adam. Well, wait, hold on. Maybe if Adam rejects or eats the apple, gets smitten by God, Eve could see that happening and then be like, no. The fear of the Skyclops is too scary. God is happy at everyone. Happy. He doesn't look happy. They haven't even done anything wrong yet. You should be happy. Well, maybe the story needs to start like the other one, where Adam's tempted and then smitten. Eve kind of gets it and then rejects the temptation. So God is like, you are pure. And then Adam can revive. And actually, this should actually happen first. So Adam could then reject this and be like, nah, I'm not having that happen again. Once was enough. And now God is like, you both are pure. Adam watches his love die. So first we have love, well, and then a temptation, and then he watches his love die because of him. Oh no. What if Adam was to eat the apple, and then Adam gives an apple to Eve? Oh, another temptation scene will do that, yeah. The chain of temptation. But Adam has to watch his love die. Here, they're both getting smitten. So, I mean, he kind of watches his love die, if you can call that watching. How does Adam get spared? Well, maybe if he's smitten once and then revives, maybe God is over it now. He's like, okay, I get it. But she doesn't. Damn, that's cold. I think the moral of the story is pretty clear here. Apples might be unhealthy for you. Friedrich takes revenge. What the? There's judgment with Adam and Eve and a gun? Who is this guy? This is definitely a reference I'm not getting. Taking revenge. So I imagine he falls in love with Eve. Oh, he's gonna kill God. Okay, I see now. There's the temptation. God smites her and he sees it, heartbroken, gets a gun, and then writes a book. Or maybe just kind of that. Yeah, there we go. Took me a second. Yeah, that one actually went over my head because I don't know how to read. 3 heads roll. Like down the bowling alley on the 10th frame or what? Oh, triple execution. I get it. Well, this looks tough because I don't know who's going to come out on top yet. We could see an affair. The king sees an affair of the queen. The knight, well, she's not into him. Would the queen ever just execute the baron? Not right away, but he might kidnap the queen. Do you think the king just kind of knows? Hold on. Here's the plan. The knight could rescue the queen. She wants the baron dead, so she'll execute him. And now she might have an affair with the knight. And the king sees. Well, the king can't be happy about this. So he gets the last laugh in the end. Got him. Is he the only one that could live here? I think so, with only 6 panels. What a tragic fate for these. Dying to not enough space on the page. A pet comes back to life to enact revenge. What? A pet? That is the craziest idea of a story I've ever heard of. So we got, Bernard hanging out with the dog, and Isabel's like, ooh. What about Bernard and Isabel? I mean, they're cool, so is the dog. How do we start any conflict here? With Isabel? Oh no, she wouldn't. She really wouldn't. What about Isabel and the dog? Oh, puppy dog eyes. Well, she doesn't like the dog, but like not enough to push him off a cliff. How do we get conflict going at all? Isabel wouldn't just push Bernard off. No, because I mean, they're pretty friendly. Like, they can exchange flowers. The dog's cool with it. So maybe now the dog is cool with Isabel? Nah, still hasn't made that connection yet. This also could just be Isabel's dog. No, it can't be. As we all know, women cannot own dogs. What if just like an alive person revives? Or they'd be rightfully confused. What am I doing here? Bro, you're getting a second life. Stop complaining. You collect a 1-up mushroom and you're like, well, I don't know what to do with this. Boing. I mean, the dog by the cliff is pretty cool. Dog's cool with everybody. Maybe Bernard sees that Isabel doesn't like his dog? That doesn't change anything. What have I not even thought of yet? The dog needs to die somehow in order to come back to life. But who would, I mean, Isabel is the only one evil enough to kill this dog, but she's just not doing it. What if it's the other way around? Isabel likes Bernard, but then she sees that Bernard actually cares for the dog more, and that pisses her off? No. Oh my God, she kicks it. No. I warned you all of that, bitch. I could hear you in the 3rd level. Oh, Tyler, you're overreacting. She's not that bad. She's just a little... She kicked the dog off a cliff, you pricks. And now the dog has to enact revenge. He's back. Honestly, what if he just just... Oh, man. Fatal mistake. Bernard has the space in his heart for 2 loves, but Isabel got greedy. Is there anything like, do the dog and Bernard just reunite? I guess he doesn't even realize anything happened. His expression is the same. Tiny murders his brother to avenge his father. In the main game, I think he murders his uncle to avenge his father. So surely this should be easier. So let's look at the graphs here, all right? If Greenie is Hades' father and Tiny's father, then Tiny and Hades are brothers. But Greenie and Hades could get into a fight, and Hades, as he hates, will hate Greenie right off the cliff in a seance. Greenie will reveal to Tiny that Hades did it, and Tiny will avenge him. It's definitely easier than the uncle one. I guess that means it's easier to murder your brother than it is to murder your uncle. Noted. Unfaithful husband punished. It's an 8-banger. Oh boy. So we got a marriage between the prince and Snowy. He is about to be unfaithful, and the witch goes to the mirror and sees Snowy. Does that mean she's gonna get her in the forest? Well, no, if she starts as a young witch, she's gotta become the old witch, and with the old witch powers, curse Snowy into a frog. And then, what if the witch becomes young again? So the way I see it, oh, these two do fall in love. Oh, I just put him on the boat? He doesn't even know his wife is a frog. Wait, is this even needed then? It's not even needed. Well, how would a punishment happen? What if Snowy comes to the cauldron? Does she know what to do? Terrified of it. You think the mirror would tell her? He's laughing. He knows her husband's having an affair and he's laughing. Would they go as far as to the wedding vows? No. What am I, just some sort of one-time thing to you? Yeah. So this makes me think, If there's punishment happening, it's gotta be the only person that can dole out the punishment, and that'd be the witch. So these two would have to get married. The witch goes to the mirror, sees that Snowy's more fair, and we might not even need that. What if, Prince just goes on his honeymoon and has an affair? Wow. Would the witch find out from the mirror? Not exactly. Just the issue to me, he's already unfaithful. How does the witch find out? Well, maybe Snowy would proposition after the kiss, the prince would reject her, and then they'd meet in the forest. She's nervous. The witch is sus, but not that sus. How does the witch find out? Maybe the prince would look guilty? He's pretty over it. Here's an idea. What if these two fall in love, and then the witch, for some reason, becomes old? Do you still love me as a granny? Ooh, he doesn't. He's over it. He's over it really quickly. Oh, well. He thinks they're two different people right now. So he's not unfaithful, but she's angry. What happens in the forest here? Well, she gets him now, but he hasn't been unfaithful yet. I could add an unfaithful scene in here. So now he's an unfaithful husband who's been punished, but not for his bad faith. How can the witch find out? The only way I could see it is if, like, the prince actually marries Snowy. But how would he marry Snowy? maybe if the witch curses Snowy into becoming a frog, and then the prince could see her in the forest, they could kiss, and then the witch would get the prince? What if I get rid of this scene? Because maybe now the witch could find that Snowy's back and be like, yes, they kissed. That's how she finds out. No marriage needed, because now she can punish him. Does the story still work if it's swapped? It does. Damn, she is really vindictive. She has a man, and yet she's still jealous of other women. If you're in a true and loving marriage, I think you should let your spouse get just one free frog kiss in. And here we are again at the ceremony. The puzzles are complete. Is there something beyond the crowning page? The crown has fallen back on my head. Have I completed the book? I have. I did it. Now it is time to close this book. Or not. Oh, the secret stamp collection. It's never over. Whoa, there's a lot of these stamps. Holy cow. Hold on. All right, a lot of achievements I can hunt for. So apparently there's these devil challenges introduced. What is the deal? The devil makes everyone miserable? Scary. How does he make them miserable? He scares Eve. Terrifying. He scares Eve, and then Eve dies, and then Adam feels miserable? He doesn't care. What? How does the devil make him miserable? Is that miserable? What if the devil dies? He's hiding behind the tombstone. Put graffiti of his own death on there? Eve is like, wait, I'm not dead. Okay, how about this? How about this? What if first Adam thinks he's dead, then he unites with Eve? I don't see how that changes things. Maybe the devil is to scare Adam. What is going on? Oh, if you make them fall in love first, the devil then switches up the graffiti to be their spouse. Well, it's not very nice of him, don't you think? Oh, another devil challenge. Spouses reject each other? So we could have Edgar and Lenora marry, and then the devil makes them believe that each other has died, and then both of them kind of get over it. There you go. They found each other, but then Edgar and Lenora now reject each other. Like, what? For the rest of their lives, they'll be wondering, what the hell happened? A story where everyone dies sad. Okay, so it starts with Edgar and Lenora getting married, and then the devil tricking Edgar into thinking that Lenora died. Then Edgar actually dies. No tricks this time. Oh, but everyone needs to die sad. This isn't efficient enough. Because how on earth will Bernard get sad fast enough? Because if I have Lenora and Bernard make up, Lenora is no longer sad when she dies. Like, I could do this and have like 2 out of 3 sads. Lenora's all right. And if Lenora dies here, Bernard doesn't care. So Bernard needs to care about Lenora. What if Lenora's heartbreak waits a bit? Oh, she's got to reject Edgar first, yeah? Well, now all 3 are sad, so Bernard goes and Lenora goes. There we go. A story where someone's haunted for murder. Well, first we need to have a murder happen, and neither of these characters are the murderous type. You put either one in front of the poison, they don't know what to do. And in fact, any experience with the poison will just involve in drinking it. Same if the roles are reversed. Now, what happens if you put the devil by the poison? He ignites it. Does it stay on fire? Hold on. Hold on, let's say we see a death. Edgar drinks the spicy poison. He's not dead. Holy shit, he's a dragon. Oh, that's how the murder happened. So first off, the death doesn't actually happen, he's just sad. So then he roasts Lenora. Holy cow. And now he's haunted about it. Like what'd you do that for? So Edgar does have a little murder in him. I was gonna say that this wasn't murder, but instead manslaughter, but then you gotta realize, Edgar's probably been holding it in the entire time between these 2 scenes. Why he held it in for his wife that he thought was dead, I don't know. The inner machinations of Edgar's mind are an enigma. The butler gets shot? Oh, the devil and the gun can't be a good combo. Oh no, let's see, what does the devil do with the gun? He replaces it with a fake gun? What does the Duke think? He's like, oh, my gun. The butler? He doesn't know any difference. He's not in love with the gun like the Duke is. Maybe the Duchess would pick it up. No, she's still too good for it. And detective's just there. So butler picks up the gun. There's a ballroom. And he tries to shoot the Duke. And the Duke is mad. Is mad at the butler. So the devil puts the gun back. Is this enough for... Oh, the Duke is mad. You tried to kill me? You fool. You should have done this carefully. And the saddest part of all, the butler could have saved face if he was just pretending. Aha, it was just the game. Get your Nerf gun, let's play. The Duke shoots his wife. Oh no. So here's a few things. What does the devil do in the witness scene? He's just looking. Why would the Duke shoot his wife? Well, by accident? Well, there's a scary painting that could happen with the witness scene. Terrifying. I don't see how it's supposed to help. Why would the Duke shoot his wife? Because maybe he thought the wife stole his gun? Like the gun is missing. And does the devil just have the gun now? He stuffed it somewhere, possibly in the devil's pocket. But I mean, the wife still won't touch the gun. There's like, she needs to have an affair with the butler or something? I mean, that's not happening. What if the butler picks up this gun and then tries to shoot, actually the devil? Well, here's the next question. I wonder if you can shoot the devil. Like, let me just set this up, all right? Duke's angry, gun comes back, Duke picks up gun. Think he'll just shoot the devil? He jukes it. He's too fast. That wasn't important. The main thing is, I wanted this situation to happen. The wife gets angry. So maybe now the wife picks up the gun? But that's a lot for just the wife to get to the gun. Unless if like, the Duke picks up the gun and accidentally shoots his wife, which he wouldn't do because he's a loving husband with a little bit of side action with the gun. Maybe we could start with the butler and the gun? What if we have the devil in the witness and the butler scaring? Does the scary painting change things? I mean, I guess so. The butler's not shooting the Duke. This is interesting. I'm just wondering if I have the gun swap and the butler pick it up and the devil looking through to scare the butler and the Duke, nothing happens. He just stops a murder. Well done. Of course, not like he was gonna die anyway. But what if now the devil puts back the gun, the Duke picks it up, thinking of the butler, but I need one more scene. I was hoping like if I could get the devil to scare the Duke to accidentally shoot his wife, that's a way I could see it happening. But this doesn't work. This doesn't make any sense. So the Duke could shoot his wife on accident. The Duke could shoot his wife because she had the gun, but she's never touching the gun. Well, unless if like, maybe she sees the butler shoot the devil. So the Duchess is like, oh no, I need the gun now? And she's thinking about the devil though. This is weird because she's not gonna hit him. And if I swap this, the butler's thinking of the devil. I mean, the Duke is thinking of the devil. And here he tells his wife about the devil. What if there isn't even a gun scene? Oh, the Duke just seeing the devil is enough for him to take the gun. What if the devil messes with the witness then, and he doesn't scare the Duke into shooting his wife? But this does start some action because the Duchess could also see the devil and take up the gun. Then we could have the Duke see the Duchess with the gun and he'd be mad. And what if we get the Duke and the Duchess in the ballroom together? Well, the Duchess just tells him about the devil. He's not really mad anymore. And we have only one panel left for action. What the? What? What is the Duke thinking about here? He's having thoughts mere mortals cannot comprehend. I wish I could think in squares. I could probably actually save a scene here by just having the Duchess meet the devil directly. That speeds things up a bit more. So then the Duchess could put the gun back and the Duke could still be in love with it because that's still not motivation enough for him to shoot his wife. So the Duke will never intentionally shoot his wife. It's got to be an accident. An accident how? Well, if the devil jumps up and avoids the shot, maybe the wife would catch a stray. So here, the Duke could meet the devil, take up the gun, and attempt to shoot the devil, miss. And I wonder if I can do some like fourth wall breaking stuff here. No, the bullet does not go through the panel. What if the wife witnesses this? She just witnesses a rare miss from her husband. Oh! Oh, this is interesting. If the Duke has the gun and is going after the devil, he doesn't shoot the painting right away, but if he's startled by it first, he'll then shoot it. Startled by the painting. So then what if in between the Duchess comes to witness? It is an accident. Wow, he's got really slow reflexes at shooting that painting. The Queen murders her husband. I feel like this could happen without the devil being here, but I think I'm about to be proven wrong. Can the devil trap the Queen? Yeah. Can the devil be trapped? No. Can the devil take the crown? He'll just fall asleep. What does the devil do at the cliff? He just floats. He will push anyone off. He does not discriminate. If there is a kidnapping of the Queen, there'd be a vacant crown, which the devil doesn't even care about. He is not tethered to mortal possessions. So how does the devil change things? I mean, the devil could kidnap the Queen, and the Baron could just take the crown and then rescue the Queen. He's just chilling. The Knight could let her down. She tells about the devil, and she can be pissed at the Baron. Yeah, she's probably not gonna marry the Knight because there's no crown. So there's a lot going on here. What if the Baron rescues her? He's thinking about the crown, and she's kind of falling for him. Well, if she gets the crown back, he might marry the Baron now, right? But she's still gonna murder him. And she's more grateful for him than the other way around. Out of curiosity, would the devil kidnap... What the? Oh, make devil angry. Surprise. Yeah, he's pissed that the Queen's not there. So, reasons for the Queen to murder her husband. Well, first is an accident. But with the cliff, there are no accidents. Everything is as intended. Second could be he murdered her first. Like now, he doesn't care, but would she get him in the afterlife? Yeah, actually, that is it. Well, so much for till death do us part. Seems like they'll be winding up right next to each other again. Adam dies twice. Well, I feel like if Adam gets smitten, he's probably not taking the apple again. Wait, no, he needs to revive first. And then Adam, can he like converse with the devil? No, the devil just gets instantly smitten, of course. What about this? Adam's done with it. The devil paints the apple green and he takes the green apple. Ah, yes. It was because the apple was red that I got smitten. God is cool with the color green. Psych. Adam's not a smart fella, is he? A heartbroken frog? That's possible? Okay, what happens if you put the devil in the cauldron? He'll spice it up. So does that mess with the witch? It just becomes a frog. What about this? Huh. Okay, so the Prince meets the frog in the forest, and she tells about the younger age. Well, so I imagine they would kiss, and he's shocked and rejects her. Well, she's not a frog anymore. There's no heartbreak. What else can the devil do? Can the devil smooch? He can sink the boat and scare people. Oh, wait. So if there's a sunken boat, they can drown. Wow, so the devil just messes with every damn scene, it feels like. Maybe the witch would become a frog first, and then the frog would proposition the prince, and before the kiss, the devil could bring down the boat. I mean, that's a heartbreak scenario right there. Wait, what happens? Is he dead now? Yeah, so the frog is still not heartbroken. Just shocked. Jaw on the floor. Oh, you can terrify a ghost. I got a badge for this. Oh, that's sick. I didn't even know I was going for that. That's a cool effect. Can only the witch become a frog in this scene? Let me see. Maybe I can have like a little rejection. Wait, rejection on the boat. And she's mad, so she'll frog him. And then we could try the devil cauldroning things, and they're just both frogs. Yes, I am a young girl now. But they can't kiss. Well, they can. I guess I can get another stamp for it. David, I'm getting everything but the puzzle. Who doesn't love a good frog smooch? Well, they don't smooch if they don't know. What if, from this point where the prince is a frog, we have a young witch who then propositions the prince? But she's kind of still angry at him. I assume they're not going to go at it. Oh, another achievement. How do I keep doing this? The witch removes the curse from the prince. The only reason I could think for the frog to be heartbroken would be to be denied his human form. Or maybe the frog could be rejected? What if the frog doesn't have to be heartbroken whilst in frog form, but is maybe more of a circumstance where once a frog, always a frog? So someone who was a frog could get heartbroken, right? The witch likes the prince. Is the prince just gonna kiss? Oh, that's it. No, he's not gonna kiss the frog right away. He thinks it's just the frog. But the witch has fallen in love and then got her heart broken. Silly me, why did I think the prince would just go for it? He has standards. Duh. Waiting for Godot, but they all die? There's only one scene. What does the devil do here? Chops down the tree. Donk. Wait, okay, so hold on. If one of them's dead, if Tiny's dead, the devil can grow the tree. And actually, we probably don't even need this first scene, right? It regrows further, and chops it. I'm out of panels. I need one more for another death. Oh wait, never mind. I just didn't include the devil in all the scenes. Now Haiti can get it. It's beautiful. A better interpretation of the classic story, to be honest. Oh, and I didn't see this coming. There's a final novel, number 6. What happened to 5? The knight imprisons the queen with the devil. An 8-panel masterpiece. So let's figure out a few things. What does the devil do with the execution? He jams the guillotine. And he could also just remove his own head. I don't need your guillotine, bitch. I brought my own. And then death, we know he spray paints something. Herself, himself. Why would the knight imprison the queen? He loves the queen, so he needs to not love the queen. Maybe if the queen imprisons him first? But the queen's not gonna immediately do that. So, what if the knight loves the queen? He's heartbroken, but still loves the queen enough that maybe the devil would trick him into thinking that the queen is dead. So he might just like, well, I'm not sure. It's not like he can get the crown. Well, now when he sees the queen, he's just terrified. The rejection's the second scariest thing here. So I need somehow for the queen to be mad at the knight, and the queen getting the crown seems viable. Well, what if actually the knight thinks the queen's dead, but the queen is actually kidnapped by the devil? Now the crown is free for the taking. Oh. And we can do two things at once here. We can have the knight rescue the queen, and the queen be mad at the knight about the crown. Then we could bring it back. Whoops. Where the queen would imprison the knight, so he's mad at the queen? But maybe the devil would save the knight then? No, he just laughs. I mean, he's mad at her now. He's very mad, but I need to get him down. Do I need this first scene? Oh, I don't. I can save a panel. That definitely helps. Maybe if the queen gets the throne back, maybe she'd save the knight now? No, no pity. Well, oh, hold on. Hold on. What if from here, the queen gets the crown back, and normally she would execute the knight. But what if the devil gets in here first? He jams the guillotine, queen tries to execute the knight, and now he's mad at her and free. I just need one more panel. Is this panel necessary? Well, she's still mad at the knight. I think the knight needs to be imprisoned for him to lose the crown. This is so close. I don't know how I can do this faster. Is it possible for the queen to get angry at the knight faster? I mean, he's got to have the crown. That's got to be the only way. What if the knight saves the queen, right? What if the knight saves the queen, but then is tricked into believing she died? Now he might take up the crown. The queen could then kidnap him. This is the same amount of panels. In fact, it's the same panels, just switched around. These 4 seem like the fastest way to get the queen mad at the knight. Oh, well, in a previous puzzle, I guess she was willing to marry him for the crown and give him the side eye. Ah, wait a second. Because then we can have the devil, pitchfork, and execution. And then the actual execution gets the knight angry at the queen. Especially since he's got the crown. Now he can just get the queen, kidnap her, rule on his own. Oh, I got all the devil puzzles. A flamed crown. So next up, I still got to get all these secret stamps. Isabel laughs at a tombstone. Maybe it could be done here. Like, if there's a wedding between Edgar and Lenora, and Isabel wants to get with, but she's mad at Lenora. Maybe she would laugh at Lenora's tombstone. Wow, what a dick. But in her defense, it is kind of funny. Look what they did to her eyes. Young dog, old man meets. Young man, old dog keeps. I think that'd be done here, right? Because this is where we have the aging of time and the dog. So, do I start with time and then have an old man? Or like, how do I get Edgar to age? Oh, like that. So he meets a young dog. So then if time passes, are they both old now? Oh, Edgar's just dead with time passing. It's just implied that he dies, so he'll just revive. So then he is young again and keeps the old dog. That's cool. I have to find the end of time. So I assume that just means putting a bunch of time. Is the hourglass is going down? We made it. Still not enough time for Isabel to become a normal human being, but what are you gonna do? A witch could remove the curse from a prince. Why would she do that? Oh, by kissing. Here seems like a good opportunity. So I imagine the witch has to first curse the prince, which usually starts like this. Should have taken the kiss, buddy. But maybe the witch will kind of come back around now that she's got him right where she wants him. She'll cure the prince. Actually, shocked I didn't get this one accidentally, because I think this level was pretty tough for me. Heart breaks during a shipwreck. I think that's also this level, because that's how the shipwreck happens. Heartbreak, specifically. Not rejection, but heartbreak. Wasn't it just heartbroken frog plus the devil sinking the ship? It's nice that I can actually go back to this with a click of a button. Yeah. Oh no! The frog is reaching out his hand. I guess her hand, as if that would help. Baron marries the knight? I guess anything for that crown. This seems like a possible level. You got the Baron and the knight and a wedding and 6 panels. I mean, I imagine it just starts with the Baron getting the queen and the knight sadly taking the crown. I mean, that's probably enough for the Baron to just marry him on the spot. Yeah, he got over that quick. Not so loyal to the queen now, are ya? Queen and knight marry in the afterlife, or at least are in love in the afterlife. I wonder if they work in the same level, because first the queen and the knight have to be married. Right now, I don't know how that's gonna happen. And I think if I start this off in the same way, where the knight just takes up the throne, even if the queen revives, it's not a happy marriage at all. And plus, I would need a ton more panels, because I need the Baron to kind of go at it with everybody. But one more panel maybe would give it a chance. This might be more likely with a kidnapping thing. I wonder if here would work? Like, what if the queen starts by getting kidnapped, but is saved by the knight? They're in love, so they have an affair, which is caught by the king, and he kills them both. They should still be in love and be able to love in the afterlife. There we go. So they get to be in love and float? I see this as an absolute win. Queen marries maid. The maid shows up at the end, yeah? So this has the queen, maid, and a wedding. I mean, if the Baron kidnaps the queen and then kills the king, I'm sure the maid could save the queen and they can marry. Nice. They should probably do something about that Baron. The king and queen catch each other having an affair. Oh, this will be good. Probably here with 8 panels. So I could already start with like the queen catching an affair, but she still needs to like fall in love with the knight, you know? And like, if the queen went and imprisoned the king and maybe got rescued by the maid, king imprisons the queen back, I guess the knight could come in to save the day. So now they're having an affair and the king catches. Nice. He's just thinking about jail. Or the Roman numeral for 4? No, that's not what 4 is. But he could be a dumbass and be thinking about the Roman numeral for 4. Yes, what a scene. 4. Adam and Eve get indigested. What? Both of them need indigestion? See, I can see how Eve would eat an apple, and then, oh, Adam would eat an apple. They just keep tempting each other back and forth. And then Adam gets indigestion, and then Eve gets indigestion. The snake laughs at Adam and Eve. How do you get the snake to laugh? I mean, if Adam just gets smitten, maybe he'll... yeah, he finds it pretty funny. Hold on, let's expedite this process a bit. Get Eve smitten as well. Double trouble. And now the snake can just have a double chuckle. Yeah, honestly, they just got owned. It's basically low XP humans just getting spawn camped by the high level snake. 2 statues of ash. Well, here they're smitten. What if they're like here? Oh, that's all it's needed. They're still calling out to God. They're ash-ish. Now they're more rocks. I thought he'd kind of go back at him again. 1 lightning strike wasn't enough. Pierced fruit. Please don't pierce your fruit, if you get what I mean. Like, why do I think it's here? Sure, it showed an arrow going through the fruit, but there is no bow and arrow in this game. There is, however, a gun, which can pierce the fruit. Let's see, what if Frederick is tempted? He doesn't care. Hold on, though. Eve gets tempted, and God sees the smiting. He gets his gun, and maybe he goes after the devil. Oh, they need to be in love first, right. He's just merely shocked. I kind of forgot about that. Right, love. Give him motivation, gets a gun, shoots an apple. You missed. What's here now? Oh, it's just round 2. He came with another apple. Howling at the moon. I've been waiting for the werewolf. Does this not get it? Oh, what? That's interesting. Oh, the wolf can sniff the poison. Doesn't like it. This is strange, though. Oh, this is just him, like, turning into the wolf. Hold on. Maybe he's, like, less surprised now? So now when he does it, he's more ready? No. Maybe howling is, like, crying. So if they're in love, and then he eats Juliet, would he just howl right away? Well, he'll go back, and then to here? No. He has to see Juliet being dead, heartbroken, and now he'll howl at the moon, right? No. Maybe he needs some sort of victory, not beating up on a poor, senseless woman. Maybe it's here. Why would Bernard howl at the moon? Howling at the moon. First, one must moon. Wait, does the moon change? Oh! The moon changes back and forth. Wait, so if I put Bernard here, it goes back to normal. What if he goes here? Ow, there we go. Mirror praises Tiny. What a low bar. Well, it's gotta be here. This is the only scene with both Mirror and Tiny. Well, so the witch just has to eliminate all the competition. So we already have the witch eliminating Snowy. Now she will eliminate the prince. And then I think that Tiny would be praised, so praise him to his face. He deserves it a little. A little. Get it? Because he's like small. An affair with the cousin. Yeehaw. I think 5 characters is actually what you need for cousinhood. Because we could have Haiti be the grandfather and father both Bluey and Greenie. And then Bluey would have Peachy be one child. And then Greenie would have Tiny be a child. Now, I'm pretty sure that would make these 2 cousins. I'm your cousin. But we could reveal that later, and I need marriage. Do I need marriage? No, an affair is fine. Okay. It's just a quick affair. Nothing official. They're still smiling at the reveal. I swear, if there was a 7 panel, they would just have another affair. Saved by the book. A ghost that gets scared. Maybe the devil can scare a ghost? We could do it here. Devil chops down a tree. Tiny gets hit. And then we got Tiny and a ghost. Got him. Now, interesting. He's not scaring him by yelling at him. He's trying to teach him about the concept of hell. Tiny's just trying to float, man. Why you gotta do that to him? Eve yells at Adam. Oh, they can get in a fight. So why would Eve yell at Adam? First, I need to experiment a little. If Adam's been tempted, in the love scene, they'll just be in love. Why do I feel like Adam has to tempt Eve? Eve would die, but then revive and then yell at Adam? Yeah. She's like, how dare you? I died because of you. And Adam probably thinks she's just some crazy woman. I mean, can you fault him? If someone was yelling at you, telling you that they died, you're really gonna believe that? You can vaporize the ghosts? How? Like with fire? Like maybe here? We got Lenora drinking the poison and then vaporizes Edgar's ghost? Got him. He's double dead. Lenore and Isabel realize they share their husband. Ooh. It might actually work on a devil scene where Edgar is tricked into believing that Lenore's dead, so he'll move on with Isabel. But Lenore is not dead. He's alive, loves Edgar. They both love Edgar. You know you can both have him. I don't think they'll agree to that for some reason. What's next? Oh! I believe that's the end of the game. Completed 100%. I guess that means I'll see you next time Storyteller comes out with an update. Check out my other videos in the meantime. They're very fun. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one. Have a wonderful day and peace.